Hey, what's happening? Welcome back to the GM. I'm your guy, Boulanger. And I just want to jump in this morning, man, with a quick video. And I want to talk to you about the Baltimore Ravens' most recent moves. The news came out yesterday that Baltimore was going to bring back Daryl Worley and also Brent Urban. Okay. Now, those are not big moves, but I think that they are solid moves. And let me tell you why, really quick. So they're solid moves because I believe Baltimore defensively is mostly set, and you need dependable veterans to solidify the positions around your core. You want them to be guys you can trust, guys you can depend on, guys who don't make dumb plays, to surround your core guys with and create quality depth. Daryl Worley, we understand, has been around Baltimore for about 2 or 3 years. And this past year, man, he was on and off the roster so many times, probably 10 or so times. He would get moved up from the practice squad, get released, get signed to the practice squad, get moved back up, and get released again. But the one thing we've learned about Daryl Worley is that he's a gamer. He may not be a cover corner or a shutdown guy. You know, he's certainly not that, but he is a guy who will compete. And that's what you want in a savvy veteran. You want a guy who's not afraid, who can step in and just go ball. And we saw some of that when he played against the Cincinnati Bengals in the last game of the season, where he made a big hit on T. Higgins. He made a couple of pass breakups. I think one was on T. Higgins down near the goal line, and I think another was on Jamar Chase. So we saw that no matter what the competition was, Daryl Worley was willing to get in there and mix it up. And he's played solid, not great, but solid. And that's just really what you need, you know. I do not think that they're going to bring Marcus Peters back, and nor should they. I think at this point, his price tag would be too high for what he's going to bring to the table. So I think, you know, sliding Daryl Worley into a depth position, I think is a solid move. Again, not a major move, but just a solid move that says that Baltimore is in win now mode. And you start seeing teams do things like that when they believe that they're close. Just bring a guy in who knows the system, who is a gamer for sure, and who will get in there and compete. And then for Brent Urban, we understand that Brent Urban had been away for a number of years. He's an original draft pick by the Baltimore Ravens. He came back and he played well, both in rotation minutes, but also when he filled in for Calais Campbell. You know, I think he ended up with a couple of sacks, had some pressures, and he had some timely balls being batted down. And I think when you add Brent Urban back to that rotation, you you kind of create a scenario where you don't need to add much at that point because that the defensive line is going to come in pretty solid. You know, you're going to add Michael Pierce back to the rotation. As long as he's not released or cut, I think that at this point he should be brought back simply because his cap hit uh, is too high. But if you cut him, you're gonna lose more money in dead cap than you would save by releasing him. So I think that you need to bring him back. He plugs a big hole in that middle, and then he allows Travis Jones to just continue to develop. And then you got Metabuke coming back. You got Roger Washington coming back. Calais Campbell has committed to coming back. I think we had to get his cap number down, like I told you in the video, the blueprint, and then and then you add Brent Irvine. So that group is solidified. Okay. Now I can certainly see them adding uh, a late round pick in the draft, maybe at the defensive end position, for sure. Um, and maybe adding another defensive tackle late in the draft, or maybe some UDFA additions. But I don't think we'll see much activity in free agency or the draft in the defensive line because I think these moves kind of solidify. And plus, these two guys are cheap depth guys, with which you need when you're in win now mode, because you're going to have young players who are developing. You're going to have your stars who are your cornerstones, and then you need depth guys to get in that rotation. So I think these two moves, man, are solid moves. Again, not super exciting moves, but it kind of says to me that Baltimore believes that they're in win now mode. And on that defense, man, they just need to add a corner, a starting corner opposite Marlon Humphrey. Pepe needs to develop. Don't know what's going to go on with Jalen Armour Davis. Not real sure, but I think that Daryl Worley and Brent Irvine can certainly bring a lot of value um, to the team. So so listen, guys, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with the GM, man, and tuning into the videos. Um, Although we've only been doing this about 5 weeks, we've grown way more than I could have expected, man. And so I just appreciate you guys for tuning in. I know that there's a lot of content out there, but we just want to bring a little something different to the table, and I appreciate you guys for connecting with us. Stay tuned, man, for the blueprint, man. The blueprint is going to be a series of videos, 4 or 5 videos that talk about a laying a foundation and a plan to the Baltimore Ravens ending up in next year's Super Bowl. So please stay tuned for that, man. Tune in, subscribe, like, share. Listen, I appreciate you guys. I'm your guy Boulanger. This is the GM, and I'm out.